Okay, hi, this is Tomonori, your instructor for Japanese 101. Today, I'm going to talk about the Japanese writing system, and this is the multiple parts, and this is the first one of the series. So, Japanese writing system is actually very complex. In fact, maybe Japanese is one of the language has the most complex writing systems among any human language. The problem is we have three different kind of writing systems, and then we use those three different systems in one single sentence. So if you see Japanese sentence, it has a mix of different characters. For example, one is called the hiragana. Here. Another one is katakana. And the last one is kanji. And then in addition to that, we now use some English alphabets too. So you see those things all mixed in one single sentence. Okay. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of each writing system. The first one is hiragana. So hiragana, it looks like this. So this is hiragana written in hiragana. Okay, they look round, so you don't see too many lines and square corners. And then also hiragana is the most useful characters, so it's used most often. And finally, hiragana is phonetic symbol, phonetic script. Okay, by phonetic script, we mean that it represents sound. So each hiragana has a very specific pronunciation. So there's only one pronunciation. So if you see one sentence written in hiragana, everybody says the sentence the same way. Okay. However, we don't know what it means unless you know Japanese, right? So it represents sound, in other words. There are about 46 hiragana characters, plus like some extra, but basically the basic characters are 46. The reason is we have 46 basic sounds. So in Japanese, there are basic 46 sounds. So that's why we have 46 different characters. The second writing system is katakana. And this is katakana written in katakana. Okay. So compared with hiragana, you see lots of lines and corners and straight lines, right? So that's kind of how it looks. But the basic function of katakana is the same as hiragana. It works exactly the same way. There are 46 different katakana because, again, there are 46 basic sounds in Japanese. Okay. The last one is kanji. Okay, so kanji is completely different from hiragana and katakana because it is ideograph. In other words, it represents the meaning instead of sound. So if you see one kanji, you know the meaning of the kanji, but you don't know the pronunciation. In fact, one kanji has multiple pronunciations, so you have to make a best guess about how you pronounce it. However, you understand the meaning. Okay, and this is kanji was adapted from China when Japan didn't have its own writing system. And Japanese still uses kanji along with hiragana and katakana, which are developed for the Japanese after adoption of kanji. Okay. Kanji is often used for lexical speech, so things like nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives. These are often have kanji. And also, since kanji there are so many kanjis because there's an unlimited number of ideas or meanings, so there's unlimited number of kanji. In order to limit the number of kanji that you must know as an educated Japanese. The government, actually, Japanese government says that has a list of the kanjis that an educated Japanese should know in order to, let's say, like read the papers or submit like government documents or the basic functions to live in Japan. And the number is 2,136. For Japanese 101, we are not going to study kanji. We actually use some kanji, but you're not going to be tested on it. So you probably learn like 15 or 20 kanjis just to give you some ideas how they worked, how it looks, but you are not tested on that. So let's move on to hiragana. So when you study hiragana, the best chart to use is this chart. It's called a 50 音図. So 50 音図 means 50 sound chart. Okay. Why 50 sound? Didn't I say that there are only 46 sounds? Yes, but in the past, Japanese used to have a more systematic pronunciation, so we did have actually 50 sounds plus one. But over the years, we lost some of the pronunciation. Some of the pronunciations mixed together. So we don't need to have the symbols for the sound that we don't use in the contemporary Japanese. That's why we have 46 right now. Okay, so it's called 50 音図. And then the system is very simple. There are always 5 columns or 5 rows. In this particular chart, there are 5 rows this way. Okay. And then there are always 10 plus 1 columns or rows. So in this case, this is columns. Okay. So sometimes like they are like rotated. Like sometimes you see a different ways, but there are always 5 by 10. And 5 represents vowels. So there are only 5 vowels in Japanese, which is A, I, E, U, E, E, O, O. So there are 5 vowels in Japanese. A, E, U, E, O. Okay. And then there are different consonants in Japanese too. And we have a consonant K, consonant S, T, N, H, M, Y, R, and W. Okay, and then the first column, this case, it's no consonant. Okay, and Japanese is always a combination of consonant and vowel. It's called the syllables. A syllable consists of the one consonant and one vowel. Sometimes we have a little exceptions, but the basic structure of Japanese sound is a syllable, which is a combination of consonant and vowel. And then this 50 sound chart shows those syllables. Again, the first line, there is no consonant, so these are vowels itself. A, I, U, E, O. Okay. The second line is a combination of consonant and vowel, K consonant and A vowel. So this one is ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Okay. In the same way, these are all S consonant plus vowels. These are T consonant plus vowel. This is N consonant plus vowels. And it goes like that. And we talked about the sounds we don't use anymore, which exist in Y line. So there is no ye anymore. There is no ye anymore. And then if you see this sound, this character is same as this. Okay, so it's a duplicate. You don't need to study for this one. Y line, you have only 3 sounds, which is ya, you, yo. The same way, W sound, we doesn't exist anymore. We doesn't exist anymore either. So you have only 3 characters. Wa. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no wu either. So you have only 2 sounds. Wa and then wo. Okay. And in fact, this wo is becoming like o. So these 2 sounds actually pronounce almost the same. Most Japanese speakers do not distinguish these 2 sounds anymore. So this character and this character are pronounced exactly the same. And then last extra sound is n. It's just pronounced n. And this is the complete list of the Japanese hiragana. Okay. So we'll talk more about it in the next video.